Hello, RetroBro here, giving you another episode of Sonic Lost World. So when we last left off, we did Zone 2, so now we're going to go ahead and do Zone 3 of the Desert Zone. So this is actually where I stopped on my pre-playthrough to this game before I started LPing this for you guys, and I got to about the halfway point to where you had to like kill the 3 sandworms to continue on and stop there. So anything past that point I haven't quite seen just yet, but I know this part is a pain. You have these little sand waterfalls, well, sand falls, not waterfall, correction, and they're really a pain. Like, they put you in a lot of directions you don't want to go, and if you can't find the right way to go, you kind of gotta like time your double jump, which actually makes you anchor in like you see me doing right now, until you get to the desired path you're trying to get to. And it's extremely risky and dangerous, and you can die like that. I died quite a lot of times going through like this on the pre-playthrough of it, and trust me, this stage is a pain. And those teleporters, like the one you just saw, they're all around this stage, by the way. Don't touch them, because they all send you back to the beginning of the level. So if you see them, don't touch them, because it's just a trap. So we take down one of these sandworm things real quick, and that will open the gate. That is fine with me. I hate fighting these things because I haven't found a decent way to kill them without taking damage, but at the same time, as long as I can pick up rings, it's not that big of a deal. So let's go ahead and get this thing out of the way so we may press. And hopefully a few more hits will kill. And there we go. Looks like it's down. Now see, this is actually where that problem comes in that I told you about, having the double jump and homing attack as the same button, because by having it the same button, when you want to double jump, if you're near something, it's automatically going to homing attack whether you want it to or not. I understand that in Sonic games the homing attack is always the jump twice, but you can't have a button to jump twice and then have the same button as your double jump as your homing attack. Like, you have to make it separate buttons. And to kind of further make my claim make a little more sense, here's an example. I can press practically any button to jump in this game, right? But if I jump and hit the X button, that will make me bounce. If I jump and press the Y button, it'll make me do the somersault. So why couldn't I just jump and say press the last button left, since there's 4 standard buttons on a DS, to just homing attack? That way the double jump and the homing attack were separate buttons, and you wouldn't have this issue. Maybe it's not that big of a deal, but I think it comes pretty crucial in a lot of sections of this game, at least from what I've played so far. It's not something to where I'd be like, oh, this is such an annoying feature, I would never play the game, because this game is actually really awesome, but it does get very annoying when you want to go in certain directions and it forces you to go somewhere else. So this is where I got the last time I played through, and I stopped here. So I know there's a barrier that you can get through once you kill these 3 sandworms, so we'll go ahead and do that, and then we'll try to find it, because I know it's somewhere around here, but it's like you got to do a lot of searching, and there's no indicators of where like those little things are that like have like little jump springs that take you to the next section. So we'll just kill these, get them out of the way, and then we'll work on looking for that. Cool, and we got a fire shield. I actually wish the fire shield works the way it does in Sonic 3. For those of you guys that remember in Sonic 3, you had different abilities for every shield. So with the bubble shield, you could bounce. I understand that you can bounce now without it, so that's not really necessary. But the fire shield had one special ability where, aside from obviously being resistant to fire, you kind of did like this really cool flash strike type thing. And it was like a pretty decent attack, and it was nice and quick. And I feel like personally, it's a little bit faster than a homing attack to do that move. So I would like to kind of see it back in the game for that specific reason. Also, like, if the lightning shield's in this game at all, which we haven't come across, the lightning shield had like a little double jump thing, but it kind of shot out like a spark of lightning, and the actual residue from when you kind of bounce could actually hit enemies and kill them too, which a lot of people didn't know. They knew it gave you the double jump ability, but that little additional spark, if close enough to the enemy, can actually kill them without you hitting them. And that was a pretty cool ability too, because for skilled Sonic players, you can be on like weird angles and kind of make it spark out and just hit targets that way. Like, see those annoying fire things, for example? It's kind of hard to hit because they have those things around them. Let's say I didn't have a fire shield. I could kind of jump, then just before I land on it, double jump at the tip of my jump, and then the little sparks that come out from the lightning would kill it. Little things like that that you can do that were really cool and really showed your skill. So it was like, it was really fun, and it was just something from my childhood that I remember that I would actually like implement in the game again. I like having different powers, different abilities, and I just think it would be fun in general. I mean, it's not too much I can really say to why it should be pushed to be back in the game any more than that, but again, I think it would be decent. So it looks like the stuff we've seen in the previous episodes that those robots were drinking to get power was actually the natural landscape itself. He's somehow absorbing it and putting it into liquid form. Not really sure how that works, but apparently that's what they're drinking to get power. At the same time, it brings up the question to me, absorbing the landscape and making it natural resources for his power, like for his robots that feed on for power. Like, what is Eggman's actual intention of doing this? Like, what does that accomplish? Like, what is the real purpose of doing that exactly? I don't think they've really explained that too well just yet. So we're going on to the boss fight. And it's another one of those alien looking guys. The first fight was pretty easy, so I wonder how this one's gonna be. I mean, it was kind of annoying because I had to wait for the thing to land, and I always had to be a certain distance so I could hit him, which meant if those star things came out, I would take damage. But it was still easy all in all. It just took a while. Okay, so it just showed us the weak spot of this thing. And if it really moves like that the whole fight, then this is going to be extremely easy. All I have to do is get behind it and hit it. And Sonic is extremely fast. Getting behind an opponent is child's play. Well, that's pretty interesting that those little block things he eats looks like it allows him to shoot the projectiles. But as fast as I am, it really doesn't matter that he gets the ability from eating those things because the projectiles aren't a problem. I can hit him as much as I want and dodge those things, and it will never be a problem. See, now in this case, the auto locking on thing actually works, because in this scenario, because it auto locks on from certain proximity, I could just easily spam double jumping twice and it's just gonna lock on to him and make me wail on him with ease. That battle was a complete joke. And that is the end of the stage. Ooh, and we got an A. Our first A at that in this game. If only stages were as easy as boss fights. Eggman looks pretty salty right now. I find it funny that Tails already analyzed exactly what that thing was used for, and Sonic still just completely ignored him when he was like, yeah, you don't want to do that, Sonic. And he still took the time to do it. Ooh, Eggman's actually pretty quick to have dodged that laser. Somebody his size should not have reflexes that quick. Are you serious right now? Eggman is right behind him. Like, how is he keeping up? That one scene kind of makes it seem like Game Theory's theory of Sonic not being that fast is true, just because of the way Eggman kept up right there. Either that or he's just ridiculously fast for no reason. That's kind of a weird name for a control device, the conch. His robot raised his hand too. So we're now on to the next section. And it looks like a water stage, and I really hate water stages. I mean, okay, yeah, I just hate water stages. It doesn't matter what game it is, I hate water levels. I like water Pokemon, but I hate water levels in general. I've never encountered a platform game in my life where a water stage has been pleasurable. I mean, Mario can swim, so water stages are a lot more convenient for him, but they're still annoying. And for Sonic, he's just completely weak to water and he becomes completely useless. I mean, that was pretty cool that I got this little drill thing and that will make this a lot better, I hope. But water stages are just a pain. They're never really any fun at all. So we're gonna try to keep working our way through here, and hopefully don't lose our bubble shield, because that's our main means of oxygen, so we don't have to search for those little bubbles of oxygen that you see like those. It's pretty cool that when you spin like that, it kind of sucks the rings into you too. Let's see, yeah, okay, cool, I could break through those. Wasn't sure, but I thought I'd give it a try, because when you had the little orbital thing in the desert zone, it worked. Alright, this is going to be troublesome, because I'm going to have to avoid that thing shooting at me while trying to breathe. Hopefully the rest of the stage is on land. And of course it's not. Of course it's not. Okay, so there's a little pipe thing here, and it didn't let me go through a second ago, so I just assumed that I had to use that. Ooh, okay, so when I spin like that, I can't touch things. You would think I should have, like, shredded that thing to smithereens if I can go through a hurricane, but I guess that's gaming logic for you. Doesn't make sense. Ooh, I do not like when the stage flips like that. Like, I mean, it's pretty cool in some stages, I'll admit that, but when you're in a stage like this where time is everything because you're trying to breathe underwater, it's just annoying. So let's continue our way up. Ooh, and the checkpoint. Ah, no, this is the way we came from. Was it the way we came from, or did it just run out before I tried to go in the hole? I think it's the way we came from. Alright, going through these things take a lot of time, but I acquired a bubble shield, so no worries. Go ahead and get this, go ahead and go up. I was about to go up, and then I just realized that the way this is set up, even though it looked like I should have went up, it would have took me back in a circle. It's hard to explain, but in some cases in this game, things kind of go topsy-turvy and switch around. So because the camera angles kept changing and, well, doing all that ridiculousness of making me go upside down and whatnot, it meant that the top was the bottom and the bottom was the top. So if I would have went up, which logically would be where you would go because I was at the bottom, it would have actually took me backwards because it put me upside down. So because it put me upside down, I had to go down to technically go up, which would have been up if I was right side up, if that makes any sense. Yeah, I know, it's kind of a headache, but after a while you kind of get used to it with this game. So let's go ahead and wall run to press on. And it looks like we have a tunnel we can exit through. So hopefully up here we will find one of those drill things. Or some air at least. Air first, of course. Bubble shield, I'll take it. Ooh, and I should have paid attention to that sign, because clearly it was telling me to bounce. Come on, I knew. Hopefully there's some air or something nearby, because I am drowning right now. Come on, come on, come on. Ah, I missed the oxygen bubble. Okay, so let's try this again. We're gonna go ahead and bounce. We're gonna get our life back. We're gonna get some oxygen, and then we'll press on. Okay, so it switched us again. I really hate when they keep switching you like all topsy-turvy like that, because now I don't know if I'm just like going in a loop that's doing essentially nothing, or if I'm actually getting somewhere. Okay, and it looks like I was getting absolutely nowhere, because that's what I needed. Okay, yeah, this is the right spot. Okay, now we gotta bounce again. Come on. I know 2 bounces usually make you bounce higher. Come on, I can reach that. I can reach that. No way, I get it. I'm in the water, so it weakened my bounce. So when I got there, I had to try the homing attack after the bounce. So a combination execution. Pretty tricky there, Sega. Pretty tricky. But you gotta wake up pretty early in the morning if you're gonna outsmart me. So we're gonna press on from here. And what you guys can't see, unfortunately, because I can't double screen on here, is that there's like this little blue indicator at the bottom on your second screen, and it's pretty much your Sonic cursor. So it represents the distance you're going in stages. So though it doesn't tell you where to go, it lets you know when you're almost done with a stage. And we're just about wrapped up with this one. So if we can hurry up and beat this guy before we lose air. Come on, 4, 3, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, hurry up. Whew, that was close. Thought we were going to die there. Okay, so let's see if we can. Okay, yeah, so you can press the A button or any of the other jump buttons to kind of attack it as if you were just in regular Sonic form, because when you spin, it doesn't do any damage to it. So now we need to find another one of those spinning stingray things so we can go through the pipes. By the way, I know Nintendo and Sega works together, but did they really have to bite with the Mario pipes? Okay. Maybe I don't. Maybe I can just take an alternative route going down. Don't have a problem with that at all. And that will be the end of the stage. Don't even care if I got a D, because I hate water stages. Well, all in all, still pretty fun. If you guys enjoyed this series, like, comment, subscribe. I will make it as interesting as I can. And as usual, I've been RonnRetrobro, and I am signing out.